by the military industrial.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
That was a clip of President Eisenhower's farewell address, where he warned of a military-industrial complex, or deep state, that could threaten our democratic process and put us in a state of perpetual war. Did we listen, or are his worst fears a reality? Before we try to answer that, it's important to know what the deep state is. The deep state is commonly referred to as a body of people, typically influential members of government agencies or the military, believed to be involved in the secret manipulation or control of government policy. So in other words, a permanent shadow government that oftentimes wields more power than its elected officials. With the sudden resignation of General Flynn, the term deep state began to circulate after neoconservative journalist and political commentator Bill Kristol had this to say. Obviously, strongly prefer normal democratic and constitutional politics, but if it comes to it, prefer the deep state to the Trump state. A journalist celebrated intelligence agencies that overtly threatened our democracy. Now that's not that big of a deal. After all, journalists have very strong opinions nowadays. But the thing is, Kristol's not just a journalist. He has organized many neoconservative think tanks, one of which was the Project for the New American Century. On September 2000, the think tank developed plans and advocated for the expansion of defense spending, the reinvasion of Iraq, the military and economic securing of Afghanistan, increasing centralized power and funds for the CIA, FBI, and NSA. A total of 10 people from the Bush administration were signatories, including star-studded names like Paul Wolfowitz, Donald Rumsfeld, and Dick Cheney. Remember, this was in September of 2000. These plans were drafted months before Bush was elected. When judging how long their plans were going to take to potentially put in place, they said, "The process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary change, is likely to be a long one, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor." Would 9/11 be like a new Pearl Harbor? Sounds like some creepy foreshadowing. The policies that were proposed and apparently put in place by Kristol's think tank sound awfully like the military-industrial complex, or deep state, that Kristol says he would rather not have. Remember when the deep state was just a conspiracy theory? So the very permanent hidden power structure that Eisenhower feared seems to have come true. But why is it after Trump? In my previous video, I proposed the idea that Trump may have had connections within the deep state. After all, Trump's uncle, John G. Trump, was heavily involved in conducting research for the military-industrial complex at MIT. Aside from developing radar systems, he was even asked by the FBI to review Tesla's work after Tesla died. Trump has overtly challenged the authority of the intelligence agencies, and the deep state doesn't seem to like it. The Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer sent a sinister, veiled threat about a month ago. Take a look.
Take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
So the deep state will sabotage an elected official if they question their authority? That sounds a little
mean-spirited and un-American.
It seems like the intelligence agencies followed through with the threat and flexed their power when they leaked Flynn's private conversations with the Russian ambassador. But is the entire deep state against Trump? There is actually some evidence of a silent war going on in the intelligence communities. Dr. Steve Pieczenik, who has 20 years of experience in resolving international crises for 5 U.S. administrations, believes there is. Take a look at what he had to say.
We in the intelligence community and others involved have informally gotten together And with their permission, I am beginning to announce that we've initiated a counter coup through Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. I am just a small part of something far bigger than myself. It was the brave men and women who were in the FBI, the CIA, the Director of Intelligence, the military intelligence, and men and women in 15 other intelligence organizations who were sick and tired of seeing this corruption in the White House, in the Justice Department, and in the intelligence system. And we decided that there was something we had to do in order to save the Republic. So we initiated a counter coup through Julian Assange.
So according to Pieczenik, the Clintons corrupted many members of the government and media to enact a silent coup. So in response, Pieczenik and members still in the intelligence community enacted a counter coup and claimed to be the ones that leaked the Podesta and Hillary emails to Assange. Pieczenik is not alone in claiming the leak came from within. The former technical director of the NSA turned whistleblower, William Binney, also insisted they came from within the intelligence agencies. There's no evidence to show this silent war is actually occurring, but it would definitely make a lot of sense. With the information I presented, do you guys feel like there's two sides in the deep state fighting against each other, like Pieczenik and Binney claim? If so, which side do you guys think has our best interest in mind? If you thought this information is worth sharing with friends and family, then please do. And also subscribe for more documentaries and reports that go beyond the mainstream.